Testing. Okay, great. Okay, so today is Monday, the 12th of May, 2025. Time is 18:29. Okay, so previously I was playing the Monkey Island series, and I was planning to play all 6 of them. Did the first 2, which went okay, and then the third one, there were like a lot of glitches and bugs. So, so I got to the part where in the Curse of Monkey Island where I got like stuck in quicksand and yeah, so the controls were all messed up and few problems with the games. And then I was thinking, right, maybe I'll just move on to the next one. And you know what? The Monkey Island games are all mostly the same anyway. They're just like each version is just like a new generation. So then I thought, you know what? Okay, that glitch has kind of put me off playing the rest of them. So I'll just move on to the next thing. So that's railroads here. So yeah, my the list I created, the list of games that I created to get through, is like over 200, and about a third of them are RPGs, role-playing games, and 2/3 are other types. So the Monkey Island games were point and click games, also adventure games and puzzle games. This one would be called a simulation game, but also construction and management. So other games that would fit into this category would be theme park, theme hospital, and Sims, of course. So yeah, I got like lots of different types of games to get through. Should I go through the list of everything I'll be planning? That'll take too long. Okay, so yeah, and then with this series, I was thinking of doing all the railroad games, 3 Railroad Tycoons, and then this one. So I couldn't get Railroad Tycoon the original. Railroad Tycoon 2 was available. Seeing if Railroad Tycoon 3 would work, but it kept crashing. So then I thought, right, I'll just play the latest version. They're almost the same. This game, yeah, this is the idea, is so that I can like play different categories, why they will. Okay, so tutorial single player. Pullman's Palace Car. Effect plus 25% passenger train revenue before George Pullman. Welcome to Sid Meier's Railroads. Follow along closely and you'll learn everything you need to build the greatest rail empire you can imagine. Also, the game sound is about 11 with your voice. You may turn it down. Turn my voice down. And I did got one away from 100 million. Okay, let's see. Okay, there's 11. Okay, let's start with moving around the world. You can navigate the world by moving the mouse to the edges of the screen or using the arrow keys on the keyboard. You can also click on the minimap to jump to parts of the world. When you're comfortable with moving around the world, click Next. Okay. This. Obviously, remember the camera movement. Causes a bunch of focus and stuff. You can also rotate and zoom the camera to get a better view. Well, use the mouse wheel to zoom in and out. To rotate the camera, hold down the mouse wheel and move the mouse left and right, or hold down the control key and use the arrow keys. Mm, delicious. I think I'll get more apple. Okay, next to continue. Left click on the lay track button. Um, Now mouse over the track in Baltimore. Notice how the circle changes color. All track must start from the existing track. Red means you are not touching any existing track and therefore cannot start track at that location. Yellow means you are starting a track from an interior portion of track. Green means you're extending the end of an existing piece of track. Now click on the end of the track and move your mouse to the center of Washington and left click the mouse button. Well done. Now, right click the mouse to exit track lane mode. Throughout the game, right clicking is commonly used to cancel an action or exit a mode. Right click is cancel. Right, next. Did you notice how city buildings moved out of the way for your track? In this game, the rails are king, and the world bends to their will. Now that you've built track inside Washington's connection zone, we should build a train depot or station so that trains can load and unload cargo at this location. Left click the build depot button and then move your mouse over the track in Washington. Left click to place the depot. Excellent. Now you have a path from Baltimore to Washington that trains can use. We should buy a train to deliver goods between Baltimore and Washington. Move over Washington and note the goods that it supplies and demands. Then do the same with Baltimore. You'll find that both supply and demand passengers and mail. The visual size of a city can be used as a cue to some of the types of goods that it supplies and demands. Okay, so move mouse over. Right, so we need to buy a train to deliver goods between Baltimore and Washington. Move the mouse over Washington. Note the goods that it supplies and demands. Right, so Washington people, meal, post, what's that? Food, dice, cargo, vehicles, paper. Okay. All right, so that shows bottom part shows all of the. All right, so the bottom part is demands. Okay. Let's buy a train to deliver passengers and mail between Baltimore and Washington. Click the buy train button. Okay. This is the routing screen. The white circles represent depots that you have created. Mouse over the circles until you find Baltimore. Left click the mouse on this circle to set this as the first stop. Good. Now tell the train to make its next stop in Washington by left clicking on the circle that represents the depot in Washington. Ah, okay, so here's the stops here. Great. Notice that the train is still outfitted with the train cars you added from Baltimore. The goods these cars are carrying will be loaded and unloaded each time this train stops at a stop that supplies or demands that particular good. This train is now set up to deliver passengers and mail back and forth between Washington and Baltimore. When buying a train for a new route, by default, the newest available train is selected for you. However, there are often situations where the latest train isn't really the best option. Make sure you consider speed, hauling power, and the route before committing to a train. To select a different locomotive, you can click on the Change button inside the colorful train image in the upper right corner of the screen. Okay. Click OK to finalize creation of this train route. Watch your train deliver as it travels back and forth between Baltimore and Washington. No cars on it? Watch your train deliver as it travels back and forth between Baltimore and Washington. The red numbers that occasionally appear represent the train's maintenance cost. As the train ages, its maintenance cost will continually increase. Eventually, you will want to replace your old trains with newer ones. However, most newer trains have a higher starting maintenance cost, so you should evaluate the cost benefits. The green numbers appearing near the train cars represents money earned for delivery of that good. Um, The amount of money you make for meal and passengers are influenced by the distance travelled and the speed of delivery. The farther and faster you travel, the more money you make. Other goods are not affected by speed and distance. Because of this, it's generally a good idea not to mix freight cars with mail and passenger cars. You may have noticed that you're getting more money for your deliveries in Baltimore than you are in Washington. That's because you have a better train station in Baltimore than you do in Washington. There are three classes of train stations: depots, stations, and terminals. Depots are the most basic train station you can buy. Stations and terminals get bonuses to mail and passenger deliveries. They also load and unload goods faster. Upgrade your depot in Washington, expanding it into a station, and left-clicking the depot, and then left-clicking the upgrades button, slide it panel. Then finally left-clicking the station. You can select stations by pressing the Now, buy another train and tell it every passenger is Baltimore, Washington. Notice that neither train is moving now. Depending on the difficulty level you are playing on, multiple trains may not be allowed on the same track. Meanwhile, even though both trains are stopped, they are continually costing us money in the form of maintenance expense to resolve the situation. We can keep our train moving by double tracking all of our track. Left click the double track button. Now left click next track button again. Right at the office section of the track, we should connect the end of it back to the line so that other trains can use it. The track button, my left click again to the track signal, and finally left click again the track. Now you'll notice one of trains moving again while the other waits for that train. Perhaps we should double track a section of Washington. easier to double track the whole thing. Excellent. Now we should look into expanding our operations a bit further. The village of Easton sits to the southeast of Baltimore. You'll notice that there is a paper mill in the tree there that converts lumber into paper. There also happen to be a lumber mill to the east. Click on the track button and click track near Washington. Easton to build track from Washington to Easton. That's how the bridge was built automatically. Depot, Easton, so good. Now lay track from the depot in Easton to the lumber mill. Remember that the track must be inside the green circle, must be the depot. I built a depot at the lumber mill. Notice this depot is different. In the game terms, we call these special stations annexes. Each outlying industry has its own annex. Unlike depots and stations in cities, annexes cannot be upgraded. Load goods from annexes. Now, let's create a train that delivers lumber to the paper mill in Easton. Click the Buy Train button now. Alright, so that's what you do. Okay. watch the lumber get delivered to Easton. Gradually, that lumber will be converted into paper. This would be delivered to these. You can also purchase industries as well. That's new ones by the paper mill in Easton. They click paper mill. Good, you'll notice that an auction has started for the paper mill. Currently high bidder. For other players in this game, they would have it purchase. Now that you on the auction, watch the paper mill. See the numbers on the top of the paper mill or paper mill. These numbers represent additional profit made from the industry that goods are being delivered to. You make it this money on deliveries and pay You can also build new industries by clicking on a city and clicking on build button if it is enabled. It is extremely expensive to create a new industry, but you're guaranteed ownership and don't have to bid. Depending on the size of a city, you may not be able to build a new industry until the city grows to accommodate another industry. An inventor has just created a new technology and is auctioning off a patent. Patents are technologies which can improve aspects of your operations, such as cutting your maintenance costs or increasing speed. Go ahead and bid on this patent. Remember, if there were other players active, you would have to determine what this patent is worth. Oh dear. Was worth to you and outbid your opponents. Oil lubricator patent. Now that you've won this patent, you have exclusive rights to its technology for 10 years. After 10 years, you become part of the public domain. All companies gain access to the technology. Once you win a patent or it becomes part of the public domain, patent technology is applied automatically across your network. New speed record 24 miles per hour number. Here sets new speed record with the 440 American. Now, let's learn a little about stock. When you started the game, you began with some cash. You may have noticed that you started the game with some shares of stock in your company. These shares can always be sold if you need some extra cash. You can always buy shares of yourself or someone else whenever you can afford them. Click on the competition button in the upper left hand corner. Every railroad in the game has shares of stock that can be bought or sold. On the screen, you'll see how much stock you own and how much is publicly available to be purchased. If there were other players active, you would also see their stock and also be able to buy or sell shares in their company. If you're able to buy all the shares in a competing railroad, you will automatically buy them out and everything that was theirs becomes yours. Ultimately, you win the game by buying out all the competition and being the last man standing. Even if all public shares of company have already been purchased, You can still execute a buyout or paying double the current share price for each share you don't own. This is why it's advantageous to protect your company by owning as much of your own stock as possible. Yeah, don't really care. Congratulations, you finished the tutorial for Sid Meier's Railroads. Get out there and start building your railroad empire. So I'm wondering if there's like, can you just, so I'm wondering if there's like missions to play or if there's like a free mode or something. Southwest US. This scenario covers the Southwest United States, including Las Vegas, Los Angeles, San Diego, and Phoenix. It is an extremely easy scenario suitable for beginners. Okay. Northeast US. This scenario covers the Northeast United States. Right. And then there's the year, so 1850 to 1950. And then Northeast US 1830 to 1970. This scenario covers the Northeast United States, an area stretching from New York in the northeast to Washington, D.C. in the southwest. It covers the time period 1830 to 1970, which spans the humble beginnings of the American steam trains through the modern era of diesels. It is recommended for players of all skill levels. Midwest US. This scenario covers the Midwest United States, an area stretching from Chicago in the west to Pittsburgh in the east. It covers the time period 1840 to 1970. This scenario includes a number of difficult tasks to complete and is not recommended for beginners. Northwest US. This scenario covers the Northwest United States, an area stretching from Vancouver in the northwest to Boise in the southeast. It covers the time period 1850 to 1930. In this scenario, all cities begin small and it's your job to grow them. This presents some unique routing and growth challenges and is recommended for moderate to skilled players. Great Britain, 1829 to 1957. Why is it called? Why is this map called Great Britain for when it doesn't have the whole island? It's got like half of England and most of Wales, none of Scotland whatsoever. What's up with that? That would be a bit offensive to Scottish people, wouldn't it? This scenario covers the majority of Great Britain. Majority? That's not the majority. Scotland's bigger than England. Like, yeah, well, that includes the sea though. But yeah, like I think even like Newcastle is cut off there because I think Newcastle's like up there. This scenario, 1829 to 1957, this scenario covers the majority of Great Britain and covers the time period 1829 to 1957. This scenario begins in the early days of steam technology, starting with the Stephenson's planet and continuing into the modern era with the classic machines like the A4 Mallard and Grizzly's Flying Scotsman. This scenario is of average difficulty, suitable for most players. France, 1842 to 1989. This scenario covers the majority of France and covers the time period 1842 to 1989. This scenario begins some 10 years after the world's earliest railways, during the birth of the late blooming modern French rail system through the pioneering high-speed TGV. This scenario is of average difficulty, suitable for most players. Germany, 1835 to 1980. The scenario covers much of southeast Germany and surrounding lands, including Frankfurt, Hamburg, Nuremberg, Cologne, and Berlin. It covers the time period 1835 to 1980. The trains of this scenario are slanted towards diesels and electrics, so the late era is recommended for most players. Island hopping. This multiplayer map is designed for 4 players and involves quite a lot of water for players to contend with. Players must plan carefully, as early track lane costs can cost you dearly at the beginning of play on this map. The economy and trains are based on the Northeast US scenario. Mesa Madness. This map is designed for 4-player multiplayer play and contains a playfield full of mesas and southwestern style features. The economy and trains are based on the Southwest US scenario. Southeastern Europe. This map is designed for 4-player multiplayer play and it contains much of Southeastern Europe, including parts of Turkey, Romania, and Greece. The economy and trains are based on the Germany scenario. Double Cross. This multiplayer map is designed for 4 players. This map is divided by a crisscross of mountains that will keep most players isolated from each other. The economy and trains are based on the France scenario. Fiery Axis. This multiplayer map is designed for 4 players. The map is fashioned into the shape of a curious fiery axis. The economy and trains are based on the Northeast US scenario. Quad City Lake. This multiplayer map is designed for 4 players. The map features a very large lake at the center of the map with 4 tributary rivers extending outward, dividing the playfield into 4 distinct landmasses. The economy and trains are based on the Northeast US scenario. Okay. Rivers Run. This multiplayer map is designed for 4 players. This map features several intertwined rivers sprawling across the map. The economy and trains are based on the Great Britain scenario. Hill Valley Rush. This multiplayer map is designed for 4 players. This map contains very little in the ways of hills or valleys, so tracks will be cheap and trains will be fast. The trains and economy are based on the Northeast US scenario. Okay, so maybe we'll try doing each map. Okay, so we got Southwest US. Northeast US. Midwest US. Northwest US, Great Britain, France, Germany, island hopping, Massa Madness, Southeastern Europe, Double Cross, Ferry Axis. Yep, they should have put in other continents too, like could have put in South America, Central America, could have done Africa, Asia, Japan, Australia. Quad Lake City. Quad City Lake. Rivers Run. Okay. Hill Valley Rush. Okay, there we go. Right. Difficulty. Don't really care. Okay, so I need to build a shipping lane from Flagstaff to Phoenix and Las Vegas. Get in on the gold rush. Ship 5 carloads of gold to get yourself started with some spending money. Okay, and then by 1930, build a safe passage through the desert by connecting LA and Las Vegas. Okay. Expand the company to unheard of heights by attaining a net worth of 5 million. By 1950, casinos are thirsty for more power. Tap into the energy business by building or purchasing a power plant in Vegas. Strengthen your company's assets by attaining a net worth of 10 million. Put yourself in sole control of your destiny by eliminating all remaining competition. Okay, we'll have no competition. Damn it. Game crashed. Okay, launch game. Okay, again. NVIDIA. Bugs. They're behind a lot of the the WWE games and the Lego games. So the Lego games are fun, but they're like full of bugs and glitches. Okay, please work this time. See, this is what was happening with Tycoon 3. It wasn't. It would crash as soon as like launched. Um. Quest you guys. Okay, so build a shipping lane from Flagstaff to Phoenix and Las Vegas. Las Vegas to Flagstaff. Oh, right, there's Flagstaff City. Build a shipping lane from Flagstaff to Phoenix. someone put the wrong cheats under the wrong game. Okay. Tap and hold to access the cheat console. Tap and hold the top left and top right corners of the screen simultaneously. Okay, and then Gold Rush is for 500,000. Iron Horses to unlock all engines. Retire a specific rank. Force patent. Force patent auction to start. Okay. Force random. versus a random event. Great. Toggle train stop. Toggle on, trains will not stop for each other, instead passing through each other. Okay. Set speed, change game speed. Okay, and then save the date. Okay. Okay, let's see if this works. Okay, so tap and hold top left and the top right corners of the screen at the same time. Start over again. No cheats this time, man. Mayor of Tehachapi solicits railways. Action sent offer to resign Parliament. Tehachapi. Damn it. Crash again.
Good. Good.
sure how you feel about this game. Okay, I like, but I think I'll just play this one map and move on to the next one. I think there's trains in Civilization 7. So I think Civilization 7 is kind of like railroads and Civilization 1. I think this game was like the same practice. And it's got Sid Meier's name on it. Wait. But it'd be great if there was like pause button or a play button like um it'd be great if there was a fast forward button too. Hurry this up. So please do not crash. This frig's sake. Man, I didn't even save it that time. Okay, crash again. So that's the third time. So I'll stop stream and move on to the next game then.